Welcome to the Hamsey Analytics Daily Market Commentary. I'm Paulo Navarro. Today is Thursday, July 12, 2012. For the market internals, the New York Stock Exchange advanced decline differential closed at negative 804. The Nasdaq advanced decline differential closed at negative 470. There were 11 new 52-week highs for the S&P 500 and 15 new 52-week lows for the S&P 500. For the volatility, we had a very interesting day with 760,000 contracts traded on the VIX and 134 million in total premiums paid. You can see here the huge volume today. The dollar-weighted put-call ratio in July, we saw a very bullish reading of 9.15 with 21% of the total premiums paid. For August, we saw a 0.14 reading, which is very bearish, with 18% of the total premiums paid. And September, we saw a 10.78, which is very bullish, with 19% of the total premiums paid. October, a 0.19 with 40% of the total premiums paid, which is very bearish. As you can see, we had two very bullish months and two very bearish months. Here we have the daily chart for SPX. You can see here we had a red bar today. Again, this is the sixth consecutive down day we're having on SPX. We were down almost 7 handles. We broke this trend line that we talked about yesterday. We broke 0 sigma. CI is now pointing lower. CI dip pointing lower, and we bounced somewhat off the lows, but still a pretty bad day today. Tonight we have China GDP coming up, and tomorrow morning JP Morgan and Wells Fargo earnings report. So that's going to be critical here for the market. For the intraday action, we're going to look at the SPY. Here, let's look at the 30-minute chart. You can see here we sold off pretty hard in the morning. We gapped also lower, made a couple of new lows, and after that we bounced almost throughout the day. Every half hour we were going higher and higher, making a couple of new highs here, and then we sold into a close last half an hour. Almost last 20 minutes were the selling here on the market, finishing down 7 handles. If we look at a longer time frame on the weekly chart for SPY, we failed again to cross 0 sigma to the upside. You can see here looks like we're making lower highs in the market on the weekly chart. So we're looking here at 129 if we break and fail to go. So 129 would be the target on the downside, and then we're looking for 125.50. On the upside, 136, which is the 0 sigma, would invalidate the downtrend for the weekly chart. On the more short term and day trade, we're looking for the daily chart. We could see here we're looking for the 32.70 and then 31s. Those are going to be critical levels. On the upside, we're looking at 134.40, which is 0 sigma, and then 136. We're going to look now at GLD. Here we have the daily chart for GLD. You can see here the daily chart for GLD, down 0.24% or 36 cents. Again, we saw a reversal. We were up, we were down. We will look at the intraday action. But again, here we're looking for the 50 level. Breaking the 50 level, we're going to go to this trend line that we have drawn here. And that's going to be the critical test for gold. We're watching this trend line really close because that's going to be critical here on gold to see what happens next. After that, on the weekly chart for GLD, important levels here. We're bouncing again off the 150 level, 150 week moving average. You can see it here, the white line at 150.60. We need to close lower tomorrow to change here that support to resistance, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. So 150.62 is the critical level on gold here. We're gonna see what happens, and if not, to the upside, we're looking for the 158 if we bounce from those levels. For the intraday chart on gold, we're gonna look here. Let's look at the 30-minute chart. You could see here we gapped lower. We were selling off pretty hard in the morning and overnight on the gold futures. You could see here this huge gap down. But then throughout the day we just rallied into the close here. Almost all day was going higher. So again we need to break that 50-60 level. That's the 150 week moving average. Gonna be critical at close on the weekly tomorrow below that. Now we're gonna look at the VIX. On the daily chart here we have the VIX, an outside day, but we did not close down, so you could see here we're right now at 18.33. We were up 2% on the VIX today. We failed again also here at the 0.6, closing slightly above it. So we're gonna see what happens tomorrow, but again we're failing every time we try to close this 0.6 here. On the upside we fail, so we're gonna watch again. Also here on the daily chart for the VIX, you can see here this trend line that I'm just drawing here really fast. Lower highs here, and you can see here almost like a channel here. So maybe we're gonna bounce back here from the highs, now back lower. We're gonna have to see what the number of China comes out tonight and what happens tomorrow. We have a special offer by TradeStation. Get your Hamsley Analytics proprietary indicators paid by TradeStation. Contact Active Traders office in Chicago, Peter Albino at the number listed below. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great night.